Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Professor Mandeep from Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar. Today we are going to talk on the module Environment Analysis from the paper Business Environment. After completing this module, you will be able to understand what is the environment scanning. You will be able to know what are the different stages of environment scanning, what are the different approaches for the environment scanning, and the various tools which are used to scan the environment. Moreover, you will be able to critically evaluate the process of environment scanning. Environment analysis. What is this? It is a strategic process that helps to identify all external and internal elements or factors that may have an effect on the organizational performance. The purpose of the environment analysis is to find out existing and prospective strengths and threats, weaknesses and opportunities of any kind of business. Such a process helps an organization to formulate appropriate strategies to tackle with the issues which may arise in the future. Managers usually perform environmental analysis in order to understand the internal and external environmental factors and the interplay between them, that how they are related. We have done in the module 1 that there are different kinds of environmental factors which may affect any kind of business. That can be internal, that can be external. In external, it can be micro factors, it can be macro factor. So this environmental scanning or environment analysis helps to know the managers that what is the basic interplay between them, how they are affecting each other and then the business organization. This in turn also increases the probability of appropriateness of the organized strategies. That whatever the strategies the organization is framing, are they appropriate to apply? Can we have these strategies which are better for the in this era of competition? So in order to perform an environmental analysis efficiently and effectively, a manager must thoroughly understand the structuring of the various forces in the organizational environment. When we are talking about environment scanning, basically what is environment? There are three broad types of environment: general environment, operating environment, and internal environment. General environment largely consists of the macro or external environment of the business. The operating environment includes the task or micro components of the business, and the internal environment is the level of an organization's environment that has an immediate and specific implication for it. That is why known as internal environment. Now, these three kinds of environment has a different components as shown in this chart. General environment means economic, social, political, legal, technological, natural and international environment. These all things have been discussed in module 1. Operating environment: customers, creditors, suppliers, labor, public, financiers, intermediaries. When we talk about internal environment, it consists of mission and vision, objectives, internal power relationships, human resource capabilities, marketing capabilities, physical assets, research and development, brand equity, and brand image. Now, the various stages of environmental analysis. There are basically 4 stages. Scanning. Scanning is to know that what are the warning signals for the business. Monitoring. Monitoring is to know that what are the basic trends which are being followed in the previous years or the basic trends which can be followed in the time to come. Next is the forecasting. Forecasting, as the name suggests, is to know the future trends. That On the basis of the previous feedback, on the basis of the previous results, we can forecast that what future changes are possible for the business. And then assessing is basically to know that whatever we have done in the previous stages, that is scanning, monitoring the trends, forecasting the future changes, what will be their implications upon our organization. The stages of environment analysis as shown in the chart has been explained further. The first stage, that is scanning. It is the process of analyzing the factors that may have an implication on the business. It is also known as identification of the indicators of the prospective environmental changes. Thus, the overall focus here is to detect the warning signals for the business. The second stage of environment analysis is monitoring. It is basically in-depth monitoring and analysis of the specific environmental trends that have been identified in the first stage. The purpose is to assemble the data or the information to know the trends and emerging patterns in the environment. The next stage is the stage of forecasting, which is nothing but determining the scope, speed, and intensity of the environmental changes. The last stage of environment analysis is assessment. That is to assess the impact of the identified factors on the business. Here, the frame of reference moves from understanding the environment focus of scanning, monitoring, forecasting to identifying what that understanding of the environment means for the organization. There are basically two broad approaches to environment analysis. The one is outside-in approach and the other one is inside-out approach. Outside-in approach is also known as macro approach, which takes into consideration a long-term perspective of the business. It involves identifying the changes in the macro environment and making the necessary changes in the organization's internal environment in the light of these. The other one is inside-out approach, known as micro approach. It involves an analysis of the changes in the internal environment of the business. Rebuilding strengths and removal of weaknesses are the objectives of this approach. There are some methodological approaches to the environment analysis which are generally adopted. These are SWOT or TOWS analysis, PESTLE analysis, Michael Porter's 5-force model. SWOT analysis is an acronym for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The strengths and weaknesses represent the internal characterization of the business, whereas the opportunities and threats arise from the external environment's interplays. The degree to which the internal environment of the firm matches with the external environment is termed as strategic fit. The primary objective of the SWOT is to help organizations develop a full awareness of all the factors that may affect strategic planning and decision making. SWOT analysis has been explained in this table. The component strength, it deals with the internal environment. It means the characteristics of the business that give it an advantage over the others. The second one is weaknesses, which also relates to the internal environment. The characteristics that place the business at a disadvantage relative to the others. Opportunities relates to the external environment. It is the business which can use to exploit its potential. And the last one is threats, again relating to the external environment. The elements in the external environment that could cause trouble for the business in the future. This image also explains the SWOT analysis in a very beautiful manner. The strengths are the things which are helpful in achieving the objectives of an organization, and it is relating to the internal environment. Then comes the weaknesses, again related to the internal origin but harmful to achieve the objectives. Opportunities which are related or having the origin from the external environment are again helpful in achieving the objective, while the threats, though related to the external environment, are harmful to achieve the objectives of the business. Now this image is showing the TOWS analysis, which is a technique which tells how to convert the weaknesses into strengths and the threats into opportunities. First one is SO strategy. SO strategy, that is strength opportunity strategy, which generate the strategies which use the strengths to take the advantage of the opportunities. WO strategy, the strategies which are generated to take the advantage of the opportunities by overcoming the weaknesses. Then comes ST strategies, those strategies where the strengths are used by the business in order to avoid the threats. And then comes WT strategies, the strategies which are used to minimize the weaknesses and avoid the threats. PESTLE analysis, another methodological approach to the environment analysis. PESTLE is acronym for political, economic, social, technological, legal and environmental factors which affect the business environment. This image is also showing those factors and their explanations, that is political, economic, social, technological, legal and environmental factors. Now the PESTLE, the short name, which includes various factors. The first one out of that is from the P, it is political factors. The political factors include the present political situation in the country. It may include international political conditions also, because they also have a bearing on our business. When you are talking about any kind of business, because this is a global era, so any kind of political conditions which are prevailing in the other countries at the international level or the global level can also have an impact. For example, fiscal policies, monetary policies, EXIM policies, taxation policies, then industrial policies, foreign direct investment policies and proximity to elections, etc. These all play a very important role. The second component, again a very important component, is economic factors. These factors includes all the determinants of the economy and its state and also the direction of those determinants, whether positive or negative. For example, rate of inflation in the country. Inflation is on the rising trend or on the decreasing trend. Bank rate, then lending rate, then what is the credit accessibility, what are the rules and regulations being followed financially, and what kind of norms are there so that for the business it becomes easy or difficult to get the credit from the market. Then unemployment rates in the economy. Foreign exchange rate, it is also very important, because when we have to go for import and export, we need to talk about the foreign exchange. The third component, that is S, social factors. This set of factors include the social, behavioral, attitudinal, cultural characteristics of the business, whether the present clients we are talking about or the future or potential clients we are talking about. So whatever is their attitudinal characters, they play an important and vital role in any business organizational success. For example, the status, that is, what is the socio-economic status, the gender, the age group, the income group, the occupation, lifestyle. What is the domestic structure, the family structure? What is the level of education they are having or the family is having? All these factors play an important role for the environmental prospects. Now the next comes technological factors. The advancement in the technology nowadays greatly influence any business. Performing the environmental analysis on these factors help the business in staying up to date with the changes that are taking place. Various technological factors that may be very important for any kind of business or firm are: what is the rate of technological obsolescence? That is very important. Nowadays we see the one product which is coming in the market, after some time the same product is not in the demand. Reason being, that product becomes obsolete so fast because of the development taking place or technological development taking place in that particular product. Then another one is the rate of technological advances, that at what rate the product is being added, the new features are being added in the product so that it becomes the priority of the people who are using that particular product. Then innovative technological platforms, R&D. R&D advancement is very important, because any organization who is to compete in the market in this particular era of the competition, they have to remain up to date. They have to go with the new technology so that their products become, the demand for their products become available in the market. From L of the PESTLE, the factor comes as legal factors. The country like India or any other country where the government has the important role, no business can run without the rules and regulations. So the legislative forces which may have a direct or indirect bearing on the business, they play a very important role. For example, we talk about the regulations regarding the employment. We talk about the regulations regarding the competition. Various rules and regulations are there. Factories Act is there. Competition Act is there. Then the regulations regarding the patents infringements. Health and safety regulations. When we talk about Factories Act, when we talk about Payment Act, we are talking about the issues relating to health and safety regulations. Then the product regulations, etc. The last component of PESTLE from E is environmental factors. Now, every business organization uses environmental resources. They cannot survive without them. It therefore owes an environmental responsibility too. Assessment of environmental factors is equally important for the success of any kind of organization, because the factors which they need to give attention are the geographical location, where they are going to set up their plant, where they are going to set up their factories, the climate and weather, whether it is according to their requirement, and are they having any adverse impact upon the climate. Then waste disposal laws, we talk about Environmental Pollution Act here. This is also very important. Then energy consumption regulation, that whatever rules and regulations have been placed by the government regarding the use of the electricity and water, etc., they have to follow those. This methodological technique, that is PESTLE analysis, has various pros and cons. As far as pros are concerned, this technique is simple and easy to use. It involves cross-functional skills and expertise. Moreover, it helps to reduce the impact and effects of the potential threats. This technique helps in strategic thinking and decision making. It helps in identification and exploitation of the environmental opportunities. At the same time, PESTLE analysis has various cons. The first one being oversimplification of the information. Moreover, this technique needs to be monitored on timely basis because so many factors are involved here. There are chances of paralysis by analysis. The technique is very costly and time consuming. Users of the information, it is very difficult for them to get good quality external information because it is restricted, and moreover it is time consuming and costly. It becomes very difficult to collect such kind of information. Now, in Michael Porter's theory, there's another factor, threat of substitutes. Substitute is a product that can be used in place of the existing product. Well, the substitutes offer a definite threat to any company, but the extent of it depends upon the extent to which the price and performance of the substitute can match with the industrial product, like the existing product we talk about. Even the willingness of the customers to switch over to that particular substitute and the loyalty of the customer along with what will be the switching cost, because all these factors help in knowing whether the substitute which is coming for your in place of your product will be acceptable in the market or not, whether you are having any threat or not. Now, the lesser price, better performance, lack of customers' trust and low switching costs, they result in high threat of substitutes, because the lower the switching cost, the customer will immediately shift towards the other product or the substitute where he or she is getting more benefit. The first force, rivalry among existing firms. Firms in an industry are mutually dependent. Competitive moves of one firm have a bearing upon the others. The intensity of the rivalry may, however, be subject to the several factors. The second force is threat of the new entrants. In a growing industry, the threat of new entrants is very high. Potential competition tends to be higher in such an industry due to its profitability. The barriers to the entry in such cases are also very low. Higher are the entry barriers, the lesser will be the threat of the new entrants. Next force is threat of the substitutes. A substitute is a product that can be used in place of the existing one. While substitutes offer a definite threat, the extent of it depends upon the extent to which the price and performance of the substitute can match with the industry's product. The willingness of the customers to switch over, their loyalty, and the switching costs. Fourth force is bargaining power of the suppliers, that how can they bargain. And the last force is bargaining power of the buyers. The powerful customers are able to exert pressure to drive down the prices or increase the required quality for the same price, and therefore it reduces the profits in an industry. Now, all the 5 forces discussed in the previous slides have been explained with the help of the diagram in this particular slide. That is the suppliers, the bargaining power of the suppliers, the threat of the new entrants, the bargaining power of the buyers, threat of the substitutes, and the rivalry among the existing firms. The very first force, rivalry among existing firms. How the various factors are prevalent in this particular force. The number of competitors. The rivalry will be high in an industry with the number of current and potential competitors is high. Market size and growth prospects. Higher the rivalry if the stagnating market is there. Customer loyalty. Higher customer loyalty results in lesser competition. Product differentiation. Lower is the degree of product differentiation, the greater is the intensity of price rivalry. Availability of substitutes. Availability of substitute increases the rivalry among the existing firms. Exit barriers. Fewer are the exit barriers, more is the rivalry. Cost structure. When the fixed costs are high in percentage, the profits of the firm will depend upon the volume of the sales. This in turn forces a rivalry for the greater market share. The factors in the threats of new entrants. Investment cost. High investment costs will deter the new entries in the industry. Capital requirements. More is the requirement for capital, lesser will be the chances of new entries in the industry. Existing economies of the scale. If the firms are having more economies of scale, it makes difficult for the new firms to break into the market and offer their products at such cost. Product differentiation. Product differentiation characterized by the brand image and USPs, etc., reduce the threat of the new entrants. The last one is monopoly. Proprietary products, technological monopolization, control over the suppliers, etc., limit the new entrants. The threat of substitutes will be higher in case the price is less, performance is better, there's a lack of customers' trust, and low switching costs individually as well as collectively. Bargaining powers of supply is the fourth force in Michael Porter's model. This bargaining power of the suppliers will be high in case there are only a limited number of large suppliers, when the resources supplied by them are scarce, when the switching costs are high, when the customers are loyal, when the supplier can integrate vertically, when the number of customers is very small and unimportant, and when there are few or no available substitutes. Bargaining power of buyers, it's the last force in Michael Porter's model. Buyers' bargaining power will be high in case the customers are small in number, when the size of the order is very large, when the several alternative suppliers are available, when the customers can integrate backwards, when the customers are well informed, and when the switching costs are very low. Next comes the techniques for environment analysis. Broadly, there are 4 techniques: verbal and written information, search and scanning, spying, and forecasting. Verbal and written information is a very important technique of environment analysis. Written information includes documented information which is published or unpublished. There may be various sources of written information depending upon the context of information required. Common sources are websites, reports, records, books, etc. Sources of the verbal information include electronic media, conferences, seminars, and workshops, etc. Search and scanning is another important technique. It means identifying the sources of information to collect the required information in a timely manner. Spying is to collect the secret information in order to get a competitive advantage over the other firms. Forecasting is a formal procedure that involves estimation of intensity, nature, and timing of the external forces which may affect the performance of the firm. Now, we have done various stages, approaches, meaning, etc. of the environment analysis. Now, this environment analysis has many advantages. What are those? Environment analysis makes one aware of the environment organization linkage, that your organization and the environment, whether internal or external, how they are linked. It helps an organization to identify the present and the future threats and opportunities. It also helps a firm to understand the transformation of the industry environment, how industrial environment is changing, transforming. Moreover, this environment analysis helps in adequate strategy formulation and strategy implementation, because accordingly the firm will formulate and then implement the various strategies in order to compete. Environment analysis helps in making suitable modifications in the strategies. Whatever the strategies they have formulated, suppose they come to know that the competitor is going to follow this strategy, they can make the change accordingly, they can modify it accordingly. It keeps the managers more informed and alert. Alertness is very, very much required in any kind of business. It also provides the necessary and useful factors of the influential, which are influential for the business and which can help the business to survive. On the other hand, this environment analysis has the limitations too. First of all, unexpected and unanticipated events. It becomes very difficult for the firm to analyze sometimes. So whatever is the environment scanning or the benefit of environment analysis, they fail in case of unexpected changes. Moreover, data or the information which you are collecting after the scanning, that may be incorrect. That may not be relevant according to the time you are using it. So the decisions taken on the basis of that analysis may be very, very risky for any business. It is said that analysis paralysis. What does it mean? That it is anti-pattern. That the state of over-analyzing or overthinking sometimes becomes a situation that a decision or the action which was never taken because we framed that decision or action, but it was never taken in this particular kind of situation because it was not relevant. Now, after analyzing all the things, at the end of the module, we can summarize what we have learnt. Environment analysis is a very vital concept or the process, you can say, of the strategic management. It allows the identification and assessment of internal as well as external factors for the business that may have a bearing on the business. The analysis entails assessing the level of threats, opportunities associated with such factors. This in turn will help in the formulation and implementation of appropriate strategic initiatives and plans for the firm. The process of environment analysis begins from scanning the factors and it continues with monitoring, forecasting of the changes and ends with assessment of the impact of all these changes on the firm. Thus, environment analysis helps a firm in assuming a proactive stance in understanding and forecasting the changes in and around its environment, that is internal and external, thereby increasing the probability of success of the organizational strategies. Thank you.